Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Sunday night. It is what, like the third? This is the third. This is the third Sunday of the year. We're halfway through January. Somebody said that doesn't make me happy. But what does make me happy is getting into our session tonight. And before we do that, really quick, I want to get everybody's input from around our little world here. And we will start with what is going on with Tech Crew.
Oh, hi, me, shirt, hello.
I was like,
not much.
Who, me?
Yeah, I was like, Sarah? That's a weird start. I am just kind of existing, enjoying the new year. Started playing a game called Outer Wilds, and I'm obsessed.
What is Outer Wilds?
You are a little alien boy, baby. I just call my characters little boys. Just because I always choose the shortest one. It's fine. You launch yourself into space and you go to random planets and you just explore. I've realized I never want to fly in a tornado or land a spaceship because I'm not good at either of those.
Fair enough. Outer Wilds, everybody. You get to fly through tornadoes and land spaceships. Joey!
I've also recently come to the realization I would hate to fly in a tornado or land a spaceship. But other than that, Joey's very tired tonight. So Joey has a bunch of Skittles flavored caffeine in this little jar here that he will start drinking as soon as he gets too sleepy. But other than that, Joey's doing pretty okay. Good. No tornadoes. We're good.
No tornadoes. Mm-hmm. That's important. All right. Moving from there to Elizabeth.
So, I also am not good at landing spaceships in video games. I'm very good at crashing. But no, just hanging out, helping out Rem, doing all sorts of fun stuff, and listening to Alternia Archives every Friday for Power Rangers. And playing here every Sunday, and ESP D&D on every other Monday. That's about it.
That's about it. With that, we're going to push up to John.
Hello.
To elucidate. Elucidate, John.
It's true. I would love to elucidate. I'm a big fan of tornadoes and piloting them. I have to be completely honest. When I get control of the gay weather machine, it's tornadoes all the way down. That's how it works. But it's like once in my life because there are lots of gays. So like you only get one.
You have to take turns.
You have to take turns with the gay weather machine. It's irresponsible.
Yeah, it has to be distributed evenly.
The gays have to take turns with the weather machine.
We have our convention every year. You know, that's where we elect our gay leadership, and then we have like the big lottery. In other news, it's a really exciting. Elizabeth's being very modest. They are a fabulous Red Ranger. Jane Russell is the Red Ranger. If you haven't been listening in, which I think you should, because it's an amazing story that is being told, and I'm really excited to tell the story. And for me, doing Power Ranger RP isn't just about the battling. It can be about that, but it's like about the ideas of maturity and friendship and growing up and living in Angel Grove, which is constantly beset by evil space aliens that look like giant eyeball monsters. So come join us in the Alternia Archives. Other big news is Everything is Gay, Even the Straight Stuff, my pop culture podcast, is returning this upcoming week with a new season, and our first episode is a mega episode. It's 2 episodes in one, and we're talking about Mad Max Fury Road, which is my favorite in the Mad Max franchise. And I have Magnus with me and another friend who is female to give the female perspective on Mad Max Fury Road, so it wouldn't just be a sausage fest, which is not what you want when talking about Fury Road. So yeah, that's what's going on. We got Power Rangers, we got everything being gay, even the straight stuff, and I'm here for the chaos and the joy.
It is important that on the podcast, everything is gay, even the straight stuff. It is important that not be a sausage fest.
Yeah,
I
no, we
understand.
recorded the episode, and I realized about halfway through that it was two dudes talking about Fury Road and feminism. And I was like, maybe I should record like another episode of this with like a female voice because we're two dudes talking about feminism and Fury Road. And I'm like, should probably have a female voice on, and it was done, and it's delightful, and I want everyone to listen in. There'll be good times.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Well, with that, we're going to move on to Alex. Hello.
Hey, so yeah, I would recommend drinking the caffeine before you feel tired because that's usually like it's preemptive. So then you don't have to wait to feel sleepy and then wait for it to kick in. Caffeine's great for that. Really stressful week at work for me, but have had the greatest weekend just connecting with friends and family, and they've super helped me just chill out and relax. And I cleaned my house today, took down the Christmas tree, finally. And it's only January 15th. I feel like I'm winning. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to say some years it took me to February. So, this is great for me. All right. Thank you.
Winning. Sarah.
It's me. I'm still shopping for spells for Shayloon. So that's taking up my brain space right now. I don't know. How's things? How's everyone else doing? Everyone's good. Doing lots of creative stuff. I'm overwhelmed. But I'm overwhelmed, and that means it's good, because that means Rem is getting work. So we are helping with the Battletech Kickstarter for Battletech for Catalyst, which is a big boy. They're expecting probably like $4 million on that. So like big Kickstarter. Follow the project if you haven't. What else? We are doing in Q1 Subversion, the Kickstarter. So that is a cyberpunk fantasy TTRPG that is about building community. And
you did a one shot for that, didn't you?
We
there
did.
was a one shot that was done for Subversion.
We did that on for Gen Con TV for the one shot show in December. So that is I believe it's up on YouTube now. And we'll be doing more. So Subversion is going to get on Sarah's table for Gen Con TV, and we're going to get a bunch of interviews for Opti. So lots of content coming. But I'm really excited about that project too. And the audiobooks are going very, very well. I have one more part to fill for the audio drama for that we're producing for Catalyst for Shadowrun Hong Kong. By the way, you will hear familiar voices of Sin, Danny, and myself in that one. So that is pretty cool. And lots of audio. Oh, 2 audiobooks are finished. Audio novellas. And I'll be in one of them. It's called Nothing Personal. It's about like the Johnson's point of view, and when the Johnson gets double crossed by his employer, because that never happens.
You can join the Patreon and hear an audio sample from that one.
Yeah, you can.
And other ones.
Mm-hmm. The other one that's finished is called Another Rainy Night, and that one I'm really excited about because it's very short. It's only like an hour long, but it's read by Jason Charles Miller, who's pretty big in the gaming community. He's a musician who has produced the music for Final Fantasy XIV. He wrote the theme song for the first 2 seasons of Critical Role. He's been a voice actor in a crap ton, so pretty cool to work with him. He's super nice, and he's got more books coming. So yeah, I think that's the big stuff right now that I can talk about.
All right. Well, with that, we're about to get into our session here. But first, I want to just note, hey, everybody, tomorrow is MLK Day, and I would like everyone to, just try to take some time over this coming week and think about all the ways we can help be anti-racist across the world, and how we can contribute to that. So, just thought. Anyway, and with that, we are going to get into our session because it's about that time. Welcome back. So, when we last left off, somebody had the bright idea of just saying that Shaylun could copy all the spells in the world into her spellbook. I don't know who said that was possible, but that's happening now. It's a thing, I guess. Also, I believe it was Drew and Panabon that went to the School of Medicine there at the University of Castanede to talk to some of the students that were involved in the attack that had happened at the university a couple of weeks ago.
Well, Drew talked. I cried on cue. I'm very proud.
On cue. It was quite the performance. And
also, that dude is totally going to come by the hotel room because you gave him your actual hotel room.
I did, yeah. She was an admirer.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, once he gets released from recovery, or before, hard to say. And Lex and Perunyia went for a jog prior to Perunyia's fight, and finally, Shaylun was busy copying spells from the divination room.
She's
while
still
Rogelio,
busy copying.
While Rogelio was wondering exactly what all of this meant in the conjuration room at the Academy Arcanum Library. East Wing is the wing that you two were in. But it is getting about that time in the afternoon where everybody who is thinking about it is heading towards the precipice, which is on the western side of Castanede. It is where most of the major airship traffic comes in and out. Also, there is an airfield with some newer technology and other devices and machines for flying that are being tested out by the various companies that do a lot of research and development here in Castanede. And so with that, we will start. We'll pick it up with Shaylun and Rogelio at the university. Rogelio, you realize it is time, if you want to make it to the fight, it's about time to pack up and head out.
Yes, my purpose. To be the alarm clock I knew I could be. All right, I gotta go get Shaylun then.
All right. As you exit from the conjuration room, the librarian, Declan, looks up at you and gives you a friendly nod.
I know which room Shaylun went into?
Yes, the one that says divination.
That's fair. Then I
Above the
friendly
door.
nod him back and I walk towards that door.
There she is. She is taken no notice of your entry and is just riding away.
I had prepared for this. That's why I want to enter as loudly as possible. Maybe shouting Shayloon along the way. Alarm.
That'll do it.
Alarm.
Yeah, so I guess the door slams behind you. You call out.
You
there's
startled
Perunyia.
me.
You asked for that.
What?
You needed me to act as if an alarm clock and let you know when we had to leave to make Dwayne's fight.
I was thinking more like a pleasant time to go.
I've never heard an alarm clock like that. Although I haven't heard
You've
many
never
alarm
heard
clocks.
an alarm clock?
I've never heard of an alarm clock that does that, but I'll take it into consideration.
All right.
All right. Next will be a very pleasant alarm.
I carefully put the books that I was working on away, but take like very careful note of where the ones are that I still need.
Are we coming back after the fight?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
There's still much work to be done. What did you could tell me on the way what you found in Conjuration?
I'm not before you tell me what you found here. Because look at all these books. You must have found so much stuff. You could probably tell me the whole way there.
Yeah, I've found a lot. Sure, I can go first, and I'll start.
On the way though. On the way, we gotta no wasting time.
And so you are headed on the way.
I need to ask so many questions on the way though. I cannot let it be my turn.
Yes. Drew and Panabon.
Hello.
I imagine you having gone to grab something to eat, some lunch, before heading that way. Is there anything that the two of you are looking to do on the way, or talk about, or discuss?
Drew would tell Panabon what she found out from her new admirer.
Then Panabon goes at being completely serious. I reiterate, if something comes to life that shouldn't be to life, don't stab it because it won't go down. It doesn't bleed like a normal thing. So, like, we have to find other ways. Also, apparently there's a thing where there's invisible hands that grab you from under the ground that you can't see. So, like, you have to be very aware when something comes live. So we call this, like, the open air graveyard phenomenon. Like, if things come to life that shouldn't be, then you want to light it on fire, but it's like an open air graveyard scenario. Just, if you see one of those, just maybe don't go in it. Yeah.
Every day that I'm with you, it gets more and more interesting. There's always something new that I have to look out for. Now it's invisible hands.
Yeah, no. See, so it's not invisible to everyone. It's just invisible to, like, everyone that's not the person being grabbed by them. So it's, like, mostly invisible, but not completely invisible.
Well, I'm hoping that I never have to find out about that because that sounds horrific.
Yes. I'm just glad there was no, like, secret blood room. And, well, I guess we didn't see the whole house, so there can still be a secret blood room. But I'm glad of what we saw of the house, there was no, like, secret blood room.
Yeah, we didn't get very far into the house at all.
No, but we did learn many things. So I'm happy that we learned things.
We learned
knowledge is power. I'm discovering more and more. I wish knowledge was stealable, though, because I feel like that's kind of an area of expertise, and it's really hard to, like, steal knowledge unless it's a tangible thing.
Like a book.
Well, yeah, but then Shayloon's like, "Don't rearrange the books." Ah. So, you know.
That's fair. We don't want to make Shayloon more upset.
No. I mean, it used to be something I did a lot more of. I'm getting better at it, so I feel very proud of myself.
You're getting better at making Shayloon upset or not making Shayloon upset.
I'm getting better at trying not to. I'm failing, but I'm getting better at the trying, and I feel like that's the important distinction here.
All you can do is try.
It's true. Oh! Here's something. You do you do. I guess it's like magic with like music, right? Maybe there's a way to do like a thing where if something comes alive that shouldn't be alive, you could like play a song that would like make it go back to sleep in the ground. That way, if we're in an open air graveyard and something comes out of the ground, like you could like play it back to death. That'd be neat.
I'll look into it and see if maybe
Yeah.
that's something I can come up with. Maybe Shayloon found something that could be helpful in the library.
If there's something helpful at that library, Shayloon definitely found. She is the smartest. She is the most smartest and most capable magic user, in all of existence. So
It doesn't take very long for you to arrive upon the SkyTrain to the precipice. And it is, once again, especially for Shayloon, who I don't believe had seen this, as you get to the western part of the village. So coming in on the main train, it was kind of through a mountain pass at the southwestern side. And you kind of got this idea that up on the northwestern side, there was like some open air, like there wasn't like another mountain peak kind of blocking the view. But you didn't get close to that and really get a good in-person view of all of that as you headed kind of to the center of the city. Now, as you are on the SkyTrain heading directly to the precipice, you can see like there is a point where it looks like the tracks of the train just kind of extend out into the sky. There is it turns there, but just kind of sitting back and looking, it almost looks like the train is going to just take off into the air. And as it cuts left, there's a sheer sort of drop off at this edge of the city, and all of the various loading docks are there. The airships that are coming in and moving out. You can see way down into this valley that extends almost to the horizon. It is a stunning vista, and the precipice itself is all kind of sort of built along this cliff edge, several hundred feet, and you can see there's like scaffolding and sidewalks. It reminds you a bit of Gialuludi, except that it's completely open on the other side as that extends out into the air. And it's very, very busy and bustling. As you step off of the SkyTrain, you look around and aren't exactly sure which way to go, but it doesn't take long for you to find just signage like flyers that are up pointing out that the Battle of the Brawn location is the edge of the ring and directions to it. You can also see a lot of folks in the crowd who are like looking at some of these flyers and heading in that direction. You kind of just follow that crowd. Meanwhile, in the edge of the ring, unless there's anything that the two of you wanted to do, look at or check out.
We said we were going to pick up. Oh, wait. It was me and Rogelio?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Elizabeth. I saw you.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I think we said we were going to pick up street food on the way. But other than that, I would be just talking Rogelio's ear off. So.
Okay. There's definitely street food available here. Several vendors that are just out selling mostly like pastry type cakes and cookies. That's a big one. There are more savory options, but a lot of it at this time of day, like right after lunch, a lot of the vendors are trying to catch folks who have already eaten lunch and are just looking for something sweet, sort of snacks and the like. Yeah.
You said this was an airfield, right? Like is it like an outside like
There is an
fairground, or-
airfield. This is so. Um, as you kind of get to the edge, it's just a city, but the edge of that city, and then there's like the city wall, and on the other side of that wall, there's a few buildings, and then there's a cliff there. But the building, everything just kind of continues to build down the cliff. The airfield is a little bit to the north. It's not like you're not on the airfield. It's just in this sort of mini district of the city, and you can see it as you're coming in from the SkyTrain. You can definitely see it with hangars and stuff, but you're not. That's not where you're at right now.
Okay, I didn't know if the fight was like outside or like on the. I didn't know there was a cliffside. Like, how are they gonna fight on the cliff?
Right.
I'm hoping for a cliffside myself. I mean, why would you name your gym the edge of what is it? The edge of the world is the name of the gym?
The edge of the ring.
The edge of the ring. Yeah, if there's not a cliff, why would you name it that?
And speaking of, Drew and Panabon also arrived. Drew, had you gone with Perunyia the prior night, or?
The prior night.
So on the previous day, when Perunyia beat Helen, that evening she went to the edge of the ring to watch what turned out to be Helen's next fight.
I don't think so. I think I was with Panabon, but I don't remember. That was last year. No.
It was that did happen last year. That was like 5 or 6 weeks ago. In any case, it's not hard for you to figure out which way to go either. And Perunyia, you have met up with Phoebe, and she is kind of talking excitedly about some of the things that had happened in over the previous night. A lot of excitement about like who is still in the fight and who has been disqualified now that there's only one regular fight and one losers bracket fight happening in each of the locations. Whereas the previous days there were 3 to 4 fights happening. She lets you know that she just starts listing off some names of folks that had lost. There are a couple of names that you're thinking of. One is Russell Duchesne, just because he was in your face about everything the other day. But the other one, yes. The other one, though, you ask about is the name that you are interested in knowing what happened is Flint, who you
I'm mildly curious. Okay, that's it.
Who you are really sure is the same Flint that you had
following us.
That's that hot guy, right?
Us.
I think you thought so.
So and she says, "Oh yeah, he did win. He won versus Horace Magnus at he fought at the Cold Crest, and I think today. Oh yeah, he's fighting Marcus at Easthome. So and it's too bad we can't see at Cold Crest today. Vivian's fighting today for the first time in the match. She had a bye on both the first days. She's favored to win. And honestly, it's gonna be really hard for you to be. I've been watching you, and I think you're really good, but like Vivian's gonna be really tough.
I welcome the challenge. You can only get better by fighting the best.
Yeah. She's part of the military. She developed the the military's fight program. So that's
Well, for the military's sake, I guess I hope she's good.
well, it always depends, right? Like, I guess it depends on how. It's always like anything, how much time and effort you put into it, right? So I think it's good. Some of the fighters, a lot of the fighters here are that's all they practice is that style of fighting. It's but anyway, looks like she's fighting Lady Asadra today. So, but yeah, it's probably a lot of people are over there watching that fight, to be honest. So there might not be as many people here at the edge of the ring. As you enter, you can see that the crowd is about as much as there were the night before when you were watching Helen's loser bracket fight. So it's not packed, but there are a lot of people here. You do notice that the people here have a slightly darker complexion than you're used to having seen throughout Castanede. A lot of the folks in Maelved, in this part of Ireland, are generally pale to very light tan, and in here, a lot of the folks here are much darker complexioned, and you can see a fellow that is warming up over at one side. He is kind of a compact fellow, like maybe 5'8", but just like a bundle of muscle. And he's just got like this brown, like tousled brown hair. It's not really combed or styled in any way that makes sense. Just kind of like he got up and just ran his fingers about halfway through and just shook them back and forth, and that's looking good for the day, you guess. And other than that, it's you've probably got about 15 minutes before the match.
Yeah. So I would probably turn to Phoebe and like nod my head to that guy. So that's our competitor, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's Pak Chang. He is he's all the way from Skolskapel. He is I think he's like a farmer.
Cool. Nice. Love an interesting backstory.
Yeah, I don't. Are you being facetious?
Oh no, I'm a very genuine person.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's interesting that he's a farmer because most everyone else is like a soldier or like a aristocrat or something.
Well, I'm
But
mostly
he's
interested in what kind of techniques that he's going to have. He might have a really interesting way of sparring, so I think it's genuinely fascinating.
oh yeah, I don't know.
Because if he's like
Um,
wrestling cows and then switch to humanoids, I mean, it's going to be an interesting battle.
I don't know that that's how that works.
I don't know either. I won't ask him though until afterwards. She might find that rude.
Pirate captain goes way of the farmhand. It's got hand in it, so yes. She just kind of heads over. She says, well, I'm going to make sure that you're checked in, so they know you're here, and then we'll get everything kind of rolling. So I'll be back in just a minute.
Phoebe,
Um,
have any of the other companions to our group arrived yet? I would look for them in the stands, and I assume that Lex is probably pretty near me.
Right about this time, you see the unmistakable Rogelio enter. You don't see Shaylin necessarily just because she is small,
Sure.
and there's a lot of kind of people around. But a lot of them kind of make way, and a moment later, you do see Shaylin following. She is looks like she's got not like one of her big books, but maybe like a notepad or something. She's like checking something off.
Boys.
But they have arrived. You don't see Panabon or Drew just yet.
I would wave, and then I would probably say, "So, Lex, are you planning to be my manager for the day? I need somebody in like my ring corner. Like that's a thing. Apparently, everybody else has one.
I can, yeah.
I
I
think you only
haven't
have
been
to like
here.
hand me water sometimes, and like I don't know. Sometimes like the other people like yell encouragements. Like some of them are like really angry. They're like, "Get up!" or like, "Hit harder." I don't know that you need to do that, but apparently that's what managers' jobs are. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can say nice. I don't know that I want to yell at you, but I will say
Ugh.
nice things.
I don't know if it would help or hurt. I don't know if I'll notice, to be honest, but I just want it to look very professional, like we know what we're doing.
Okay. Okay.
And with that, I would probably start my pre-warm-up routine, which is push-ups. I start out with regular push-ups, and then I do fancy push-ups, so to get the crowd interested in me, and so they notice me. I do the fun one-hand arm push-ups, and then when you get up and you clap, and all of the fun push-ups.
All of
You
the
like a
fun.
diamond shape? You're doing like a diamond shape push up at some point?
Yeah, those are not that impressive though. I'm going for crazy ones where I like lift one leg up, and it's the fun ones.
One-handed
The attention
clapping
ones.
is really what gets them fired up.
Yeah. I want to do the Will Smith thing where I stand and just like put my arms out to show off Perunyia.
Yeah, maybe I'll have Lex stand on my back and do push-ups with him on my back.
Yeah, that's something you can do with a. Let me see here. If you want to do
I feel like we
that,
should have practiced this, Lex.
if you want to do that, it's not bad. It's only a DC of 13.
Do
Can
it.
I give the help
14.
action?
It's a DC of 14.
Can I give like the help action though?
No, you are
That's
not
fine.
giving the help
Is it a
action.
saving throw or is it a skill check?
It's a skill check, so you're probably going to be able to do it just fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
we're good.
Every two above the 14, so that's 8. So you're able to do 8 no problem, and then like you kick out the next 2, so you can do an even 10. Sure, not a problem. Everybody is suitably
It's
impressed.
attention-seeking behavior. That's it.
Yes.
I just want them to pay attention to me.
All right. Meanwhile, Panabon and Drew, you get to the edge of the cliffside, and you can see that there are like large paths kind of chiseled down so that you can continue moving down. Like I said, it makes you think of Gilaludi. And you realize that as you demanded it be, this location is built into this cliffside so that it is on the edge of the city. It's a couple levels down, and you find it. You enter inside. So yeah, there's like the front window actually faces out, so you can't. There's no like from inside. It just looks like the
Neat.
horizon.
This would be a great place for a concert.
Potentially.
Do you ever actually do concerts, Drew? I know that we're like running for our lives and whatnot, but like when you're not like doing like stuff in train stations, do you ever like dream about doing concerts?
I typically get hired to play in different taverns, sometimes for parties and stuff like that. I've never done like a concert per se. I typically just do stuff for fun. I like to travel and I get hired in the taverns to play for a night or two.
Neat. I should have you make theme music for me. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that thought. Theme music. Theme music would be great to have. If Shayla will make me like a smoke signal entrance, then theme music. Theme music is the way to go.
Mental note, theme music.
Mental note,
Panabon.
take silence.
Theme music for Panabon. All right.
I was going more with like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove doing his own theme song at the opening of the film, but I like that as well. It's like the anti-Flight of the Valkyries or whatever it is.
Right. So you enter, you look around, you see that Perunyia has Lex on her back and is doing push-ups.
I appropriately cheer Dwayne to see if I can get the crowd cheering,
It's
which
Zane.
totally worked last time.
It's Zane.
Zane, yes, I said Zane, not Dwayne. That is what everybody heard. Zane.
The crowd does not join you. Some of them look at you, like the ones that are close to you kind of look down and they're like kind of just take a couple of steps away. And you see Rogelio is over in that direction. You see Shayloon is standing there. She is not facing any particularly useful direction that you can tell in this moment. Like she's not facing Perunyia, she's not facing the ring really. She's just kind of it's like someone just like randomly spun her around, and where she stopped is where she stopped, and she's like got her notes.
Okay. Do I notice anyone else in the crowd that would be good to notice?
Do you recognize anyone in the crowd?
I would like to ask that question too.
Make a perception check to see who in the crowd you might recognize.
I recognize myself in the crowd.
Whoa, it's Rogelio.
Drew, you do recognize somebody in the crowd.
Ooh, who do I recognize?
I don't know if I like this.
You recognize the young woman who was part of the entourage that escorted you and Panabon to meet with Wallace in that little cafe.
Is she doing anything sketchy, or is she just kind of standing there watching fight?
She's leaning against the wall with her arms crossed. She notices you noticing her and just kind of gives a little nod, not anything. It doesn't feel threatening or anything. Just a hey, see you there. Hi.
I return the nod, and I ask Panabon, isn't that one of the people that led us to that cafe? And I kind of look in her direction.
Probably.
And I don't see Wallace or anybody else. I just see her, correct?
No, just her. Just her.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on her, but that's about it.
After several minutes have passed, the announcer for the event hops up into the ring and just kind of gets everybody's attention. Welcome to day 3 of Battle of the Brawn 3416 here in Castanede. You are at the edge of the ring, and today's fight is between Zane Johnson, and he just kind of points, and a light swivels onto Perunyia. The fighter from Edavund facing Pakachang, who is, and then the light swings over to show your opponent. Hailing from Shkulskapel, please enter the ring now.
Moo.
Did you just move?
100% mood.
I jump into the ring.
Panabon must have found Phoebe. He just kind of clambers into the ring, nondescript. He waves sort of at a contingent of folks, and you see that they all sort of just kind of wave back, and some of them are smiling, and they all seem very happy to be here. and then he turns in your direction and he kind of looks at you for a moment, and then he comes out and extends a hand.
I meet him, hand outstretched,
He sh-
and I say, "Best of luck."
Yeah, this will be fun. I have never battled a dragonborn before. I look forward to the experience. If you win, then you win. But I hope I win.
Maybe we can get a drink and discuss fighting styles afterwards, huh? Win or lose.
Okay, that sounds like a good time. All right.
I would
And then
nod and back away to my corner.
he kind of turns and looks at the announcer, who indicates he goes back into his own corner, and he does so. And tonight, rolling for and describing the any winning rolls for Pak Chang is John. You will be rolling for Pak Chang.
Living my celebrity deathmatch best life.
Celebrity deathmatch best life. So,
Yes.
Perunyia, there are, of course, as many people here watching as you can handle for your ability to showboating, or showboat rather, is what your crowd pleaser ability. So a reminder, everybody, that Perunyia is a fighter with the subclass of showboat. She has the crowd pleaser trait, which or feature rather, which gives her +1 to her to specific roles for every non-combatant that is there watching, up to her charisma modifier. So you have that bonus, and then you also have there's an additional bonus to represent, I believe, your toughness. So,
Do I have to press, or am I good there?
The only button you're gonna have to press is the skill roll button.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Panabon, you know what you have to push.
Yes, I'm totally going to remember everything that I need to push. That's going to happen.
So, best of 5, and the announcer introduces the referee, who comes out, and then there is a bell that rings, and we will start with your rolls. Go ahead and roll athletics for Perunyia, and your special roll for Panabon. Ooh. That was an acrobatics roll, not an athletics roll.
That's not right.
Your athletics
but I'm okay with that result. So,
so normally, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that first roll, which is 10 more than it was, 22. So this is a tie. I will give it to Perunyia to discuss how, or actually, you know what? I'll give it to John, just so we can get kind of a sense of what Pak Chang is doing for how this round ends in a tie.
Sure. So is it Pak or Paku? Because there's a U on the end there. I don't know if that U is silent or not.
There is a U. It's said in a way that's very quick, so it almost kind of falls off. It's Pak Chang.
Okay. So Pak is pretty straightforward as a fighter in some ways, and so not having fought a Dragonborn before, we're gonna go with like classic 1-2 punch just to see if there's any response to like trying to hit the quote unquote breadbasket, I guess.
And how would Perunyia respond to that?
A 1-2 punch is a classic, but not really enough to get a trick one over on Perunyia. So she's gonna do a really very simple, just move to the side, dodge, and then why it's a tie is that she would be looking to return with something, and she goes to try to trip him with kind of a leg sweep as part of it as she turns. but doesn't quite get it. He steps out of the way in time, so smart enough to be able to dodge and move past her sweep.
All right. There's a bunch of clapping as folks are kind of into this little bit of back and forth, and I'm gonna have each of you roll again. We're in the same round. Ooh, that's a good one, but not good enough. Perunyia, how do you follow that up to take the round?
So I noticed that his first attack was really straightforward. And knowing he's more of a straightforward fighter, I'm anticipating something similar. So when he comes in to do perhaps a simple, more straightforward kick, she catches the kick. And as catching the kick, flips him over, and so he lands down.
All right. There is a scattering of clapping throughout, but a lot of silence through the crowd as this happens, as the referee kind of steps in and grants the point to Perunyia. Everyone backs into their corners. The announcer calls out the score. Zane 1, Pac 0, round 2, let's go. And the referee now gives you the go-ahead. Panabon, narrate for us the action between Perunyia and Pac as he takes the point for this round.
All right. Well, so breadbasket didn't work. Seems to be pretty good. Went for a leg sweep, which is interesting. So I know that Perunyia is tall because they're dragonborn, and I don't think Pac is as tall. So I got some leg strength. So I'm actually gonna do there's gonna be like a jump thing, and instead of it's gonna look like a 1-2, but it's gonna have like a feint thing where it ends up being like an elbow, like to the side of the face.
Okay. Given the straightforwardness of the previous attack, it looks like Perunyia wasn't expecting that and just takes that direct. There is a definite yeah coming from the crowd in that moment. It seems that a lot of the folks here are here as part of Pak Chang's entourage, maybe, or people that have come to see him. And the point goes to him. And so the announcer calls that out. 1-1 even. Round 3, everybody, as the referee gives you the go-ahead.
Ooh, that wasn't as good at all.
All right, Perunyia, this point is yours. Please narrate the action.
Well, this guy's maybe a little bit better than his first new 2 attacks showed me. Okay, so she gets excited by that, and she goes for something a little bit fancier. So where she's going to really look like she's coming in direct in the last minute turn and do really a back fist to his face, and then spins away before he can choose to hit back for a clean point.
All right, a clean point indeed with guile-style spinning back fist. And with that, the point is given to Perunyia or to Zane, and the announcer calls that score out. If Perunyia can take 1 more before Pak Chang can take 2, then she wins the match. But he is almost evenly matched to you. You can feel that very strongly as we go into round 4. Let's get the rolls from both contenders.
Ooh, it's close.
Wow. So in this case, it's almost going to be like the difference here is probably got a lot to do with Perunyia's size and reach. But go ahead and narrate for us this back and forth or this fight.
Yeah. So as Perunyia danced away from that last one, Paku this time advances towards her and they both do a spinning action. And it's actually really close who lands the point or not. And Paku's just basically misses the target, and she's inches away from him as that one comes in, but hers lands. So it's a really exciting one for the audience because the kind of the dance and the turn, it happens really quick. In fact, some of the audience might be a little annoyed at the call because not all of them maybe will have seen that it whiffs past her.
Yeah, and there are some people that are pretty mad about that, and there's a few boos. But as the booing has happened, and Pak-chan kind of rolls up onto the edge of the ring on the ropes, he kind of stands up and he goes like, and the booing sort of dies down, and he turns and he's just got like just an expression of joy. As he nods and kind of walks back in. That's very, very, very good. Very good. And the ref kind of holds your arm up as the winner as the announcer calls it out. Winner of tonight's bout, and moving on to day 4 winner's bracket is Zane Johnson.
And I would wave to the crowd, but really I'm focused on the man in front of me and shaking his hand. Wow, you're good.
I only can practice. You not much else to do on the farm. Once everything is done, fighting.
Well, I think you and I should get that drink.
Okay. And with that, the two of you move towards the. There's a bar in the location where it's not a permanent bar. It seems to have been set up for the event to take advantage of all the folks that are going to be in the location that aren't actually doing any working out or training. And the rest of you watch as Perunyia goes with this fellow that they just got done attacking each other to go get a drink together afterwards.
As one does.
Phoebe kind of comes up and looks over Shayloon's shoulder for a second, trying to kind of sort out what it is that you're writing down. And looks like she can't quite figure it out. And she says, what are you writing?
Does she say that softly or with force?
With force. By the time you hear it, it's still friendly.
That's what I was waiting for.
But it definitely sounds like the 3rd or 4th time.
Science homework.
Oh, I thought maybe you were writing notes about Zane's fight.
Zane?
Zane. The fighter, Zane, that just fought.
Yeah,
Zane.
Your friend Zane?
Oh, yeah, let me know when that fight starts. And she looks back down at her.
Oh, it's done. Zane won the fight.
What?
Yeah, yes. She won. It was pretty good. Pak Chang was really good. Yeah.
I look at Rogelio and say, I wish you would let me know.
I take exact note to how aggressive Phoebe had to be to get her. Like, exactly. Perfect settings.
Yeah. So she'll be going to day 4 tomorrow, which is a big deal. I don't even know. Day 4 is not actually in any of the gymnasiums. I'll get word tonight, or later this afternoon, where the fight's going to be, and then I'll tell Zane. But yeah, it'll be exciting because the rest of the fights are going to be in special locations all around the city. Some are going to be at, I think one is going to be at some one of the corporate like ballrooms or conference rooms for one of the big companies. That's going to be neat. And I think like the semi-final, like the quarter semi, those might actually be in the government building. Anyway,
Shayloon is like has the eyebrows up and is like politely nodding and smiling, but it's like it when you're reading and someone interrupts you and your eyes just keep like you want to get back to it, but you're being as polite as you can.
Yes, and you can see that Phoebe, like, she is not the biggest person, just kind of in general, but her interests, like, it kind of makes you wonder a little bit, like, how much does she know about fighting? Like, does she train at all? Just like her interest in all of this is pretty deep. But yeah, she just kind of like, yeah. Anyway, well, it was nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you seem really interested in the sport of fighting pits.
Oh, it's very interesting, and it's there's a lot to it. I mean, it seems like at first glance just to be very physically brutal, and I think that turns a lot of people off. But there's a lot of grace and style, and there's a lot of like strategy and tactics as well to fighting. And so it's just like an all-around exercise of body, spirit, and mind.
Oh,
Phoebe, do you take notes on the fight?
Well, I've not written notes. But I definitely watched and have kind of cataloged in my head, like what worked and what didn't, and why it worked and why it didn't, like, and how maybe things were telegraphed, and like in the very beginning of the fight when Pakchan came in with the first like quick attack, Perunyia could tell like which side he was moving in, and so she was able to step to the other side, and like that's important because if she had stepped the wrong way, she would have kind of just stepped into it, and probably just would have given him the point like right then.
you should write for a sports column newspaper.
You sound like a genuine, energized enthusiast.
A sports column newspaper. What's that?
I don't know. But like news gets printed, but like
Just made it up.
sports, like you could write about sports.
How they do the things and win the
you-
points.
Yeah, exactly.
Loon just invented ESPN.
ESPN the Ocho.
The P is for Phoebe.
Hi, Alice.
She kind of nods. That's really interesting. And then, like, anyone who is interested could read it, and maybe other people who don't know they're interested could read it and learn about the intricacies of fighting.
And that way, if people couldn't make the fight because they were working or busy or
The library,
it would.
anywhere.
I love you, Joey. Then people could read all about it.
That's a good idea. I have to think about that. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks. And Well, I better go. I better go. Yeah. Thanks. I got to go talk to the folks at the table there, but they're waving at, and you can see like somebody's like doing that to her. So, but yeah, that's a really good idea. I think uh, I'll try and figure that out. And then she dips off towards the table to speak to whoever's waving at her.
I feel very accomplished that she's so invested in that idea, considering I was just saying words to try to be polite, because it's like when someone talks football to me and I'm like, cool, neat. That sounds
Look
like you're
at
super
you.
into it. Yeah.
Sports ball, got it.
Wow, you
Just
saw
saying,
that
win the
moment?
points.
But the way you were describing it, I was like, you should write this. I won't read it, but
yeah. While that were Drew and I sitting with the group, were we like all in a thing, or were we?
You tell me. Were you sitting with Rogelio and Shayloon or not?
I don't know. I'll defer to Drew. Did we make it to them in time or no?
I would say probably not. Between Drusilla and Panabon, they both probably got distracted along the way and ended up just stopping wherever they were to watch the fight.
Yes. So I'm actually going to Drew, did you bring me paper with you? Anything to write on?
I have my journal that I write stuff in. Do you need a piece of paper? And like I dig in my bag and pull out.
Yeah, if you just have like a blank page and maybe something. I don't know what I brought with me, but I don't think I have any of my ink supplies with me.
I don't know that she would. Yeah, she probably keeps everything in her bag and she just carries everything with her. So she'll like pull out her journal and rip out a page and hand you what she has.
It's pretty plain to see that Panabon is scribbling a note based on what we learned at the hospital, and then Panabon is going to hand back the pen or quill, whatever we're using this day and age. And I'll go, thanks, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, or do go somewhere. You're a free person, you can do whatever you like. And I'm gonna hop over to where I see Shayloon, and the goal here as well as Shayloon is humoring Phoebe to slip that note on top of whatever Shayloon is working on, so that Shayloon has the information, but Panabon's trying to be sneaky about it.
Roll sleight of hand.
That went very well last time you were sneaky around Shayloon.
Yeah, but there's a lot more people here now, and I haven't stabbed anyone this time, so...
I don't know that you can beat that with a perception check, Shayloon.
I don't think I can. That was a good roll.
So, and then as you slip away, having done that, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. And we'll see what Shayloon's reaction, if anything, is when we get back. Hello, we are back. And when we left off, Perunyia had just won her third fight at the 34-16 Battle of the Brawn in Castanede.
Congratulations, Zane.
That's right. She will be advancing to day 4, where her opponent will be somebody. All right. With that, about half an hour passes. A lot of folks have kind of left. Perunyia shared a few drinks and some training ideas back and forth, like how Perunyia used to train in the mines, as opposed to how Pakchang trains on the farm. there are some similarities actually. You know, just the
Both incorporate rocks into our thing. So obviously my rocks came from the mind, hence why the rock is one of the names I go by here. And he uses boulders on the farm. So hey, look at that for weight training.
Yep. All natural weight training. And you know, and you did learn that a lot of the people there, Pakachong's extended family, had come to watch him fight. So that's what a lot of that was. You also learn that way out west, this is something Perunyia learns, way out west in Shkosh-Kapel, a lot of the people out there don't really feel as connected to Ineland as an entity as a lot of other people in Ineland feel. They're more of a, yeah, we send a representative, but mostly leave us alone, let us do our thing.
That sounds like Scotland. Got it.
So, but yeah, after a while, Phoebe comes up. Good fight. Well done. You see she's got like a notepad and a pencil. And it's about like the page that's up on the top is about like 2/3 of the way written down with her little flowy handwriting. So I'm going to go. Well, I mean, unless you want to see some of the fights later, but otherwise, I'm going to go. There's a meeting tonight for the organization, and we're going to talk about what matches are going to be tomorrow and where they're going to be at, because they're not going to be. They're going to be in like special places here and there and about. So,
so nothing underwater. I hope. I can't breathe underwater. I know some people think Dragonborn can't, but we can't.
I don't think there's going to be anything underwater.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, but I'll come to the hotel tonight after, and find you and let you know what the deal is for tomorrow, and so you can be ready, because I don't want to make you wait till tomorrow morning when I come. So I'll find you at the hotel later tonight then.
That sounds wonderful. And I would go to see some of the other matches, and maybe I'll try to catch them. But of course, I imagine a lot of them, and since they were only one per, ring, arena, one per
Ring.
arena. That probably they're over. They probably went on about the same time ours did.
Well, those did. The losers bracket is tonight. It's going to be around 7 or 8 tonight. One here, one at each location again. So that's the agreement we had with the ring, so that we to get people in and then people come in again. So it like gets the most people like through the door. It's something about like venue hosting stuff. I don't really. Marketing is not like super my forte. But
okay, well,
yeah,
I might pop back in. But I think my managers wanted to have a meeting back at the hotel with just us. So I think I'm probably gonna head back to the hotel.
Okay. Either way, I'll find you, and either you're gonna be there or I'll leave you a note or something.
That's perfect.
But great fight, and I will see you later.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Yep. Bye. And that she takes off excitedly, and then pauses about 10 steps away as she like writes something down, and she writes down, and then she continues on. The rest of you are there waiting.
Nice job, Lex. You were a really good manager today.
Thank you. It was really easy. It's a lot easier than they made it look.
Perunyia, congratulations! You did a really good job today.
I look around. Thank you. And I'm Zane.
Perunyia is a gnomish saying for congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you.
The one other gnome in the place just kind of looks at you weird.
And I say, so we're gonna go do this meetup thing, right? Back at the hotel. Panabon, you did tell Shaylin, right?
I did. I'm not sure who. Ooh. Are we still aligned? Because we just lost.
We
someone.
will not be aligned, but I can.
But we'll be
fix.
realigned
Please pause.
when they
Please
come
hold
back.
conversation. Talk amongst yourselves.
I mean, people can still hear
Subscribe.
us.
Oh, subscribe to the
I can
Rebel
see
Twitch.
John's mouth, just the top of my nose and head in Danny's seat. Everyone's face is semi in frame.
Mine's
Danny's
not,
actually in 2 frames.
I don't think.
That's true. Danny's in 2 frames. You don't exist.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, the very tippy top of my head there.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
It's the Nuka raccoon, just perfectly in frame.
I appreciate that.
Friend of the channel, Nuka, Nuka Gaming. This is a very fun little raccoon trash panda thing that one of our friends drew, and they made into a shirt.
I'm just
Anyway.
sharing a copy of the stream until Sin gets back. So
Smart.
it's like you're looking into forever, but at least
Just
we're
don't
all
look at that box.
Speaking of looking into forever, because we're talking about Anabon's brain and circuitous brain patterns, I would look at Zane, quote unquote Zane, and go, yes, definitely. I did not know who all was attending the meeting, but yes, we're due for a meeting back at the hotel. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Well, let's do it because I know the person we are meeting is gonna be busy tonight because of other things, other fights happening that she will have to attend. So we better head back there before we miss her.
Let's go.
I wonder if we should just go to her fight. But yeah, okay, sure, yeah, we can go. It's not very far.
She can't talk there. She's busy.
Well, no, we talk after then.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Less
Okay, we're gonna
talky
go.
now,
We're gonna go.
more walkie, because yes, she's busy.
While walking, I would actually like to talk you to Perunyia.
Yeah.
Zane, I feel like I haven't been pulling my weight as one of your 4 managers. I need to know how I could be doing better. Should I be down by the ring? Because I was sitting with Shaylin and I wasn't sure.
I've put my arm around Rogelio and I say, Rogelio, would you like to be the ringside manager next time?
Is that where I should be?
Oh, I think that it's best if all of the managers take turns.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, so it's my turn next.
Yes, let's have you go
Awesome.
next. And
I will.
You're doing a great job.
I will be there. Thank you. Can I bring Shaylin?
I think Shaylin would be happier if she had a spot where she could sit and read. She
That's
might
fair. I just don't want her to get distracted or,
Yeah, I think she might get like sweat on her, and then something might fall on her books, and she'd get very upset.
Mm-hmm.
And then what if we're too loud? We might disturb her. I think she would be happier in the crowd.
That's fair. That's fair.
We also just lost Danny, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
This
It's
is
going
great. Going great, everyone.
It's like every other meeting that I've been trying to attend for the past year.
It's lovely.
Also,
it's fine.
it's hilarious.
I love that I
too,
always
is
default
that-
to Danny's seat.
You're like, yes, but we in power.
I love that we started moving, and you just have like this note in your book, Shaylin, that I have sleight of hand 20 in there.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
I have no
gift-
idea it's in there.
It'll be a gift for you to find later.
Well, I hope it's not a gift like Lex's drawing of themselves. That, I don't understand why someone.
That was amazing.
I don't know if you
Questions.
I don't know if you've seen Panabon's handwriting or not, but as long as you can read Panabon's handwriting, it should be fine.
I don't know. I
It
feel
should
like it's
be
a real
fine.
power move to just draw yourself. Like that's awesome. I wish I could do that. As Alex, I would like to be able to do that.
It's your signature is like an artistic rendering of
That'd be hilarious. Yes. And it would like just have like an arrow. Like that's what Lex did, right? There was like an arrow pointed at him.
Lexus was the best.
That's so great.
That was straight code.
That was a question mark. That's right.
Mhm.
Danny, are you joining? There's Danny.
Yeah, it resets my OBS camera, so I have to remake my camera. For some reason, I don't know
Fair.
what's going on.
Mine does the
This is a
same
problem. Okay, so you guys were talking and
Walking.
Both.
walking. What did the note say? Panabon's note was on Panabon's note.
I haven't found it yet. I don't think.
It was on top. I think they just put it like right on top.
Okay.
So like the next time you look down at your stuff, there it would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the note is basically the summation of what Drew relayed to me, so that you would know what happened with the actual attack itself. So you would know it was dedomancy, that they were looking for someone, and probably Panabon is assuming the wrong person, because I have a different thought as a player than Panabon probably has as a character. But it was just making sure that you knew what had actually happened.
This was at
Because I did.
Helen's?
No, this was at the so when they attacked the school, because I don't think we had talked to anyone about what had actually happened.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So
I
it's-
don't remember doing that.
Yeah,
So
so it
it's-
said dedomancy,
yeah.
which I already knew.
Yeah.
Because Arturus did all the dedomancy.
It's confirmed dedomancy. It's that they were looking for
No.
her, a gnome. Yeah, they were looking for a gnome.
And the gnome was with an aristocrat with the circus.
My instructor, Perunyian is a gnome, right?
No,
Oh,
Perunyia,
okay.
she's human.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, so after a gnome, I thought they were after Perunyian, but so that's news. Okay.
Yeah. So just making sure you had the information about as much as we can actually know about what happened with the attack is important. So
And not knowing what the note says on the walk to meet with Helen, Drew would probably relay all of that to everybody, because she didn't see what Panabon wrote.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right. With that, we will fast forward then to the hotel. As you arrive, what do you want to do? How are you going to find or gather Lady Uskun?
Is Lady Uskun in the lobby by any chance?
She is not just in the lobby. You figure maybe if she's around, she's probably just in a room. You just don't know exactly what room that is.
Yes.
I don't know how their privacy rules are. But so we don't get tripped up, I would probably suggest to our gang, why don't we order room service for her, and then Panabon can follow the room service guy and find out what room she's in.
Oh, I was just gonna leave a note for like the concierge to give her, but yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm all for that.
Oh, I mean, I guess we could do that too. I don't know.
I like Perunyia's sneaky idea. That usually comes from Panabon.
I have ideas sometimes, Joey /
Who?
Helio.
Oh, me.
Joe Helio.
Joe Helio.
Can that be your
I
name
mean, I
and
like the
Goose
chat.
stuck now?
I still have privileges to change my name at any given time, yes. I think I'm in that window still.
Yes.
Mhm.
I like that challenge because I don't know if she'll have security with her. So I actually like the sneaking challenge. That could be a lot of fun.
I guess we place an order for
Okay.
to her.
You
her
do. You
room.
place an order for Helen to Helen's room, and then you wait. After several moments, what are the rest of you doing while this is going down?
Waiting impatiently.
Okay.
Waiting
lobby.
patiently.
Yeah, and it is interminable because it probably takes them like 10 to 15 minutes to prepare whatever they're preparing, and so that's just a lot of standing around. And then they come out, and then it's just Panabon. Panabon, give me a stealth check.
All right.
We see the food come out, and then just Panabon disappears.
Yes, this is almost impossible to mess up, but you're gonna try. I see.
Yeah.
All right, so you're following behind. This person does not seem to notice you as you go over, and then they get into the elevator. What do you want to do about that?
I mean, is it like a big elevator, like a service elevator? Or is it...
No, it is an elevator, but it does have like, so the elevator has like, it's old timey, right? So it's got like that half dial that's got the numbers, and there's like an arrow that kind of just shows you like what floor the elevator's on.
Neat. I mean, I'll get in the elevator. I can look like I am a guest at the hotel. I can just look like I'm going somewhere.
Okay, so you get into the elevator with this fella, and he looks at you. Floor. You can see that the button 7 has been depressed. 7 is the top level.
Oh, I'm going to 6. Thank you.
No, very good. He depresses 6, and the elevator goes up. And when it gets to the level 6, I presume you hop out.
I do hop out, and then
And
I
make a
find
mad
the
dash.
nearby stairs, hoping there are nearby stairs.
There are nearby
Otherwise,
stairs.
hilarious. Yes. So I will then dash up the stairs.
The stairs on this level, and in fact, in all of the levels, are locked from this side. But you have a sleight of hand and thieves' tools, so I don't imagine it will be difficult for you to open that.
I would love to open that. I'd love that journey for me.
Yeah, easy to do. It's just a matter of like kind of getting in and undoing a catch. And you slowly open the door. Give me that stealth check again as you notice the elevator has arrived. You got there faster, and opens as this fellow gets out. And you follow. And he goes to one of the 4 rooms that are on this level. And we'll say that he goes to 703. He knocks on the door. Give me a perception check.
Give you a perception.
You can hear Helen inside go, "Who is it?" And he goes, "Room service. Your room service, ma'am." Room service. I see. And there's silence. And then you hear the door, like the bolt slide open, and then silence again for just a second. And then suddenly, like, she pulls the door open and pushes out of the room, grabbing this guy around his neck and slamming him up against the other side of the hall. And just like, and her face is like right in his. And he screams. You think he soils himself.
Aw.
And she goes, "I didn't order room service. Who sent you?" And he's like, "It's room service. It's a cheese sandwich."
We ordered a cheese
Okay.
sandwich.
I do feel a little bad for the staff worker who is the innocent in the situation. Apparently, I'm growing a heart. Sigh. So I will peer my head around a little corner and I will whistle, and hopefully that will be enough to catch her attention, and Hopefully she will glimpse me, and then I will move around the corner again.
So you whistle at her.
I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
What else am I supposed to do here?
Okay. So she looks, and even from this distance, you can see like the gleam of red in her pupils. And then she looks back at the guy, and she looks down, and she looks back at him, like in his eyes, and she looks back at the cart, and she pushes back and lets him go, and he actually like falls the remaining inch down to the ground. For as short as she was able to like haul him up. I'm sorry. I will make this right. And then she turns and walks towards you as the guy like just kind of scampers back into the elevator, and she gets to you, Panabon. That was unwise.
Yeah, I apologize. The group didn't. They're not what you would call night people.
You're wanting to meet them now?
Unless you need to be somewhere.
Gather them into my room. And she turns and walks back to her room.
Good times. That went well. That's fine. This is gonna be great. I will take the elevator back down.
Okay, so you wait for the elevator. Down at the bottom, you watch as the elevator opens, and this poor guy stumbles out of it. He is pale. He is sweating. His pants are definitely wet, and he looks around and he just kind of like stumbles back towards the kitchen, and the door opens and closes. The lady at the front desk just watches him, and she's.
I cast message to Panabon and say, "What did you do?"
Can I actually reply to these messages, or we can only hear?
You can reply like up to 25 words or something like that.
You can reply. It's just it's an out loud thing. For message.
Oh, am I alone in the elevator?
The elevator's not there yet. I mean, geez, the elevator just opened, just let this guy out, so it's got to come back up.
Okay. I go. So room service wasn't a good idea.
Or it was a great idea.
So room service is a good idea, is what you get, and then eventually Panabon will come back down. Yeah, the elevator comes down and opens up.
Does the university offer a meditation or deep breathing stress release class that I could potentially take while we're in town? Like, I need some yoga. Like,
Again, extracurriculars.
So, yeah, she's available. Room service wasn't a good idea, but yeah, we're all to go up to her room, and then we're gonna have a good talk. It'll be good. It'll be good times.
Did she not like the cheese sandwich?
I don't think the cheese sandwich was the problem. She's slightly on edge, but to be fair, that's warranted. So.
Okay, we put so much time into thinking what should we get them, and everybody likes cheese sandwiches. I wasn't know if we messed up there.
Yeah, it wasn't really the cheese sandwich that was the issue.
Okay, well maybe they sent someone up with soiled pants. I would be kind of mad too.
Well, it's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
as you discuss this on the elevator ride up to the 7th floor, the cart and cheese sandwich are still in the hall. Anyone who is paying attention will see that there is a smallish dent in the wall on the side opposite her door. And Yeah, you knock on the door, I imagine.
Actually, I will go. I will knock and then say friendly.
Sarah, not Shayloon, really, as soon as you knock, wanted to go room service.
You forgot your cheese sandwich.
Is this your cheese sandwich just sitting in the hall?
Yeah. Yes, the cheese sandwich is just still sitting in the hall. So you just hear her call out, "Yes, it's open. Come in."
Okay. I'm going to actually grab the cheese sandwich because someone should eat it, so might as well be me.
Okay. So into the room you go. This is a large suite, and she is standing at the balcony inside, looking out the window as you come in. Once again, she is short of stature. She is, one moment here. Why is this like this? I don't know.
Is she a gnome?
She is not a gnome. She is a short person, probably like 5'2", 5'3", and you can just see like she's got a wiry frame. She's a little bit twitchy, it looks like. Again, as she turns, I think Shayloon, this is your first time seeing her.
Yeah.
She is, so she's got like, her eyelids are a little bit retracted at the top, and so she's kind of got this like wide-eyed look to her. Her left eye has a scar that runs across, like from here down the side of her face, which has left her eye ruined. It's like a traumatic cataract, and it's bloodshot through. She is otherwise finely dressed. She has her hair is tied into a ponytail just to keep it out of her face, and she seems to have this, like, even like you don't think she's smiling, but like the corners of her mouth are kind of turned up, so it always gives her this like look that she's kind of always smiling or like thinking something that's, like a little smirk or something. There are a lot of you.
I roll deep.
I don't recognize all of them as your manager. Still. You're here. Your presence here has more to do with the battle than with the Battle of the Brawn. I think that is readily apparent.
Same could be said for you.
With that, her slight smirk extends into a full grin that is unsettling. Like when you look, like her teeth are fine, but like at first, like you get this idea that she has like sharpened teeth. And so there's kind of like a little bit of a double take as you look again, and like her teeth are straight and fine. Yes, I do have other reasons for being here besides the battle. Some of those caught up with me last night, but also your managers made a timely appearance. Given that I have no reason to believe you are specifically seeking me out, specifically, that I presume you have suspicions that you feel I may be connected to. What that is, perhaps match. I've asked around. You have interest in the attack on the university a couple of weeks ago. Yes?
Yeah.
And if I say the name Simone Artoris, what does that mean to you?
I look around at the group, wondering if anyone wants to say.
Nothing good.
He's known to us. And not as a friend.
I would rip his throat out if I had a chance.
Yeah, that feeling is shared. But not before we got some information out of him, because he is not the end of what we're trying to do.
Shaylun exhales almost like she was holding her breath for a spell or something. And when she says that, she visibly she's still on guard, but she's visibly shoulders relax.
You are you a wizard? This is directed at Shaylin.
Sorry, in Sarah's head, it sounded like you smelled. You sniffed, and so I'm like, did you smell the wizard in me? Or was that in character or out of character, Danny, just so I can...
Nothing I'm doing here is by accident.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just sniff me?
I have a good sense of what is around me.
Oh, try me next.
That's not a parlor trick.
Oh, sorry.
Not the same thing.
This is interesting company you keep. This to Panabon and Drew.
All right, I'll bite. What do you want with Arturis?
Well, if I thought he could be convinced simply to leave our lands alone, but that will never happen. And so his ruination will suffice. You see, we have been in contention with Arturis over land rights, if you will. Monjar Uskun and Monjar Artaris are in dispute over certain areas of the Dark Moss Forest. So, for Shaylun, you know this, and Drew knows this. Monjar is basically literally it's family and house. It's just the way to say house something. And so the Dark Moss Forest is a very large forest that is on the border of Najasakan, which is the country that you're from, Shaylun, and Anshator, which borders it. Mostly the Dark Moss Forest is in Anshator, but some of it extends into Najasakan. And of late, he has been empowered over the past several years, and the result has been a series of catastrophes and other plagues set upon my people.
To what end do you think he is after?
I would have told you at one time that he simply wanted our lands. There's something more to it. I don't know what.
Do you have any? This is gonna sound weird. Do you have any like gods up there?
There are no gods, so to speak. The legends, the myths, dating back to the cataclysm, but nothing that. No, we do not worship any sort of gods or believe in the stories of old. Well, we didn't. It's hard to say now with the return of magic and all that that entails. The gifts granted by those who can wield magic properly. But no.
And what's your part in this fight for land?
It is my family's House Uskun is our family.
And what
And
will
I
you
am,
do with the land?
as we've always done, care for it, ensure that the forest is not spoiled, and that the people live in relative peace.
But Artoris is no longer in the city from what we understand. So why were you attacked last night? And by whom?
Taurus has convinced certain factions in Ireland that House Uskun is host to some maleficent entity. That
That's a fat lot of hooey coming from him.
indeed. Our family has secrets. We use them to ensure that our people are protected and cared for.
Love you, Danny.
All right,
thought I muted.
Let me see if I'm following. Artoris sent a group of who? Malcontents, angry people to attack you because they think you're using magic? Are there such groups? And I look at Jaloon, like in
Witch hunters, for lack of a better term.
I mean, but most of the public that we've encountered are fascinated and awed by magic. But
Wizards are one thing, but there are those who can call forth power without study. I'm sure you've known some sorcerers in your time, or
gifts from gods. Seen a couple of those.
gifts. Well, indeed, if you could convince them, but otherwise they might believe that those gifts come from some darker source. Why should they believe in gods? What have gods done for anybody?
Not much lately.
Since Artoris was just in town, do you know who he was after?
I've tried to find out. There is a traveling circus run by Lady Cuddlesworth. She stopped in town for some time. She had guests, I believe, from the New Lands. Yes? You know what I speak of?
Yes, of course. The newly found continent.
Yes. Guest of hers from there. Her intent was to peruse the library at the Academy Arcanum. And I believe Artoris meant to whisk them away. Unsuccessful. I presume thankfully. He has not
Alright.
returned. He has not returned to his home, and I wonder to what extent your hatred for Arcturus, how deeply that runs.
Well, I mean, you've told us your story. I think there are individual reasons for all of us gathered here for us to loathe the man, but personally, I lost my sister, and he is connected to her death.
My condolences.
He tried to have me and. Well, he tried to have me killed.
There is something in his manner. You get the distinction that this is manner, M-A-N-O-R, not M-A-N-N-E-R.
Thank you.
Is
I
it
don't
the
know
fear?
if it is a source of power or a project.
It's gonna be a blood room. It's always a blood room.
Unfortunately, Arcturus has ways to keep House Uskun from attempting to move in on his land. And there are none that I believe have the skill necessary to seek out whatever it is he is harboring there.
Is it far?
It is his manor in Najasakan, near the border of Anshator, in the Dark Moss Forest. In any case, I merely present you with this information for now.
Is that between here and Desaren?
Ish.
Okay.
Ish, like maybe a little bit of a detour. And it would also be on the way back to the east.
What support would you be willing to give? Your family has resources and prominence to aid us in ending his rampage.
Sight unseen, I can offer you safe haven, supplies, guides through Dark Moss, if you are moving from that side. Outside of his a map, easily. Outside of his manor grounds, it is possible to provide direct support. On his manor grounds, I do not want to send my people to their deaths. They are farmers, foresters, hunters.
All right, so let's say we go in, we break in, we find him there, we kill him. Great. We don't find him there. We look for some information. Hopefully, find some. How should we get that back to you? Will you be here, in this city, or would you be back home?
It would be easy enough to leave a message at our estate. If there is something for you to bring back to us, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I do know that it is of import to Alternis. Perhaps it is something that would help us. Perhaps it is something that would help you. Perhaps it is something that helps neither, but denying Alternis of it has meaning.
I agree. Okay, I gotta ask though. I heard a couple rumors. People at the arenas were talking, and they said that there were rumors of dead bodies that had, maybe come up in connection with your family's name. Anything we should be worried about there, or?
Alternis is a powerful necromancer, and he has sent his
I'm sorry, a what?
beings. Necromancer. He has a strong command of the dead.
He means deadomancy.
Oh yeah, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Don't care for it. Don't care for it at all.
What is the word you just said? Necromancer?
Necromancer.
Oh.
It is part of how he has convinced these witch hunters to track us.
Well,
The undead that stalk our lands, he has convinced many to blame us directly for those attacks.
are you a witch?
What's that word even mean though? Because like from where we're sitting, Rosalia could have been called a witch too. I don't know if I agree with that term. It sounds like anyone with magic from not a book could be labeled that.
That's what they call Drew. That's what they called Drew when they attacked. They were very non-discriminate about.
It sounds
about
like a
bandying around the
derogatory
word.
term. I would
It really
say,
does.
yeah.
Especially when they're aiming a pistol at your face in your general direction. Didn't care for that either.
I have gifts, yes.
Yeah, what's the term that you prefer to describe your powers?
I mean, they are gifts, are they not?
Well, I just don't want to call you a witch.
I am Helen. I am a scion of House Uskun. I am a warrior.
I write in my book that scion means witch.
And a warrior whose eyes happen to maybe glow sometimes. All right.
And as I said, I have gifts.
Well, look, we're not here to judge you.
So, again, I won't pretend I'm not asking you to do anything, but I have no expectations.
Well, lucky for you, you have found some people who equally would like to deny Arturus whatever he's got in there.
And if I could stab him in the eyeball.
Slowly.
Shay gets a little awkward and seems to like relax a little more, but it's forced relaxing. As she's like, if it's possible to, because you're asking, and yes, it goes along with what we want to do anyway, but you see, we've been on the run for months everywhere we go, because this isn't just Alternis. I don't know if you know this, but it goes all the way to Flumgesu, the high priest of Pelacune, Flonopafel. So it
I call
goes.
him Flummy Boy.
It goes beyond, and since we've been on the run for so long, we're just scraping by. Is it possible to get some assistance with our expenses?
It is possible that I can arrange something. Once you've arrived in Anshator to the estate, I can be more definitive about what that would look like. But it is...
I do like... I look at Perunyia and each of the others, actually. Because, like, she's laying a lot out for us, and because I'm asking for stuff back, this is equal parts actual communication and show of putting trust out there and saying, I do like the idea of severing Alternis's connection with whatever power he has before we take on Flumgesu. If the two of them are together when we go to fight, our odds are better without Alternis being as much of a threat. Or a threat at all.
I also imagine that there is much of value in Alternis's manner. I don't take you for common thieves.
He probably has two blood
Be
rooms.
offended.
Look at Panabon.
I try really hard not to have the eyeball shift to Panabon.
I just like, you know what? He probably has two blood rooms. So like, I'll worry about that after we've dealt with the blood rooms.
Are you safe here with the attacks? Do you need anything?
I'm safe enough. I doubt that I'll be attacked here in the hotel. And I'll be returning back to our estates tomorrow morning.
Well, you might be in town before we are, as I am staying for tomorrow's round as I won my match.
Well done.
Thanks.
We could discuss it if you were open to it. If you stay to the end of the fights, we could travel together. It's safer.
Unless it's safer to not be seen with us.
You might not want to be seen with a witch.
I'll think on your offer tonight. Thank you.
It's better for all of us if good people don't die. I don't know if you know Nugotsa Sinopto, but he's one of the good guys and could help provide... I think if we have a network of support, that's better than not. So...
I know of him.
Well, again, if you decide to stay longer, we could connect you two so we know who our friends and resources are.
Yes, thank you. I shall think on it. I will leave message or otherwise inform you in the morning. If you have any questions that I can answer, I am more than happy to do so. Otherwise, I have nothing left to offer at this time.
Well, we'll leave you to prepare for your fight tonight. Good luck.
As the go for it.
No, you first.
As the group kind of shovels out to wherever we're going, I hang back for a second and I look at Lady Helen and I go, I don't know if he's desecrated anyone special to you, Arturus, but if there's anyone that you would like reinterred or honored somehow, just let me know, because we haven't done that as much as we should. But you're going out on a limb for us, and kind of owe you for that cheese sandwich thing out there. So if there's anyone special that we can honor for you, just let me know.
Certainly. Thank you.
If I may too, I wait outside because I don't want to steal Panavon's thunder there. But as Panavan comes out, I kind of give him a stiff smile, and as the door's closing, I'll pop my head in and be like, I appreciate the transparency, but I do need to say, if you hurt any one of us or betray us, there will be nothing left for your family to find and bury. And then I close. I'll wait for her to respond, because she should make the same threat to me, honestly.
She grins. It is an unsettling look. For now, our goals align. You'll know if that changes.
I love it.
I actually super respect that. So I give her a small smile and leave.
All right. As all of you are gathered in the hallway, we will end our session here for the evening.
Holy crap, it's 10:30.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. That's how into it I was. God.
That was good.
So that was fun, and exciting, exciting development, and hopefully everybody will be able to join us again as we continue this story next week.
So Danny, I do have a question. Was that a cheese sandwich or was it a grilled cheese sandwich that we sent up to the room?
I specifically did not say grilled.
It would have taken longer. We were trying to meet them.
Cold cheese.
You were trying, you know, it would have taken longer to prepare if you had grilled it. And Shaylin wasn't trying to wait.
This was a tactical move.
So yeah, as always, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody who joined us. Thanks again to my players here. I love you all to death. And we will be back next week, like clockwork.
Good night, universe. I've been told I can't say North America anymore.